Wicked, wicked awful.
Well, luckily, we can use that title and not get a copyright strike like a lot of the other blogs and stuff did, because apparently Universal was on a nice little spree.
It was on my list of things to discuss today, because that was interesting. People getting banned on Instagram and otherwise.
That happens.
Doing the thing with Wicked. Hello, good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. We've got breaking news to deal with today, and
yeah, man,
it's going to be a packed show. It's going to be a packed show for sure. I got lots of notes, but good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, especially at our new time of 11 a.m. Eastern time. I know Brian and I both suffered from nap roulette yesterday. That was fun.
Yeah. No, it ended up working out. Like my nights have been pretty long. I'm up until like 1:32, just like watching the watching the bar go across the screen.
Right.
And encouraging people and whatever. So,
yeah, I don't think it's anything to take lightly, honestly, that we see you and Jake and Amor in so many different streams, just making sure things are going right and whatnot. And that's why I sent you that text yesterday, because I noticed something and I was like, is that supposed to be like that? Because I didn't get a memo. And
so for context, we were barreling through 55,000, which Jake Amor and I have been like very, very conscious of the goals and where things should be and where things are at. So with Tiltify being the amazing platform that it is, when you're setting up an incentive, you have the option, when you make an incentive larger than your current goal, that you can push it live and therefore extending your goal even further. But apparently, even though I didn't push the incentive live, or the milestone live rather, it still went ahead and pushed the goal anyways to the now 72,205. Still under, 55,000.
That was weird.
It just suddenly jumped. And then Zach sent me a message as I was on my way into Boston, and I'm like, I literally didn't do that. I don't know what happened. It literally just freaked out. Because if it were my fault, then it would have added the milestone at the end of it, and I accidentally did it. But it didn't even do that. It was just like magically a bigger number for no reason. So
magically delicious. Whatever. Did everybody else catch that? Brian all of a sudden just like randomly froze, like his whole camera like froze for a second. I got a big error like icon over your feed.
Did you really?
Lynn's got it too. Okay, so it wasn't just on my end. All right,
that's bizarre.
It was very bizarre. I'm not really sure what occurred there. Everything looks fine now. So I don't really know what.
I don't know. Could you hear me fine?
No, you stopped. Like everything shut down for a second. That was weird. But that was
it? Maybe it was Discord.
Could have been Discord. I'm assuming it was Discord.
Maybe it was me as a person. It's just me.
What's on your? Is that a Star Wars shirt?
That is Harry Potter. The letters flying out.
Is that what that is? Okay, I was looking at what on your shoulder looked like 9 Numb, but I guess it's the owl.
It is the owl.
Okay,
yeah.
Just shows how much 9 Numb secretly looks like an owl, and we didn't realize it.
True.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think it's fine. It was really bizarre, but yeah, all good now. Huh.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I usually have my my Discord of us on my prompter so I can look. So I wasn't even looking. My bad.
How dare you?
Basically, Tiltify messed up, and I thought I did, so I freaked out, and I'm like, but yeah,
it's pretty funny. Hey, it all worked out. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure that that everything's good. And honestly, that's the thing. If there's other the content creators out in chat right now that are a part of this, and you guys see something interesting or whatever, don't hesitate to bug these guys about stuff. They're, they're there to help
Yes.
with everything. Even, I was like, guy, the other day, like right before I went live, I couldn't find back in the Discord threads the link to the Tiltify team overlay. And I was like, where's that at? Like, I want to add the team number to my overlay. And I couldn't easily find it. So it was just a simple whatever. And, Brian just simply answered the question for whatever. I mean, it's easy. It's super easy. So don't hesitate to ask if you guys have questions as we're in our final push this week. I'm picking up an extra stream on Saturday now, which I didn't realize I was going to do. So,
Oh yeah, why?
Well, I've been trying to work out with Creatix Brit to build that 3-in-1 fox, which turns into a squirrel, right? And she's obsessed with squirrels and foxes. And so I was like, you and I have to build this set like together or something. And she had a really bad like computer crash and everything and had to redo her entire PC. And so she's been out of commission for months. And finally was like, I'm ready to go. Do you want to do something on the 17th? And I was like, yes, I do. Let's do this. So one last day. So I'm going to have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday now to commit to a final little push for to raise some funds. And I'm, listen, we're not at my final stretch goal yet. So we want to get there. Great. But let's start thinking about some other stretch goals and things too. If we want to keep this train a moving beyond.
I have
beyond Saturday.
2 stretch goals. One of them I know, the other one I don't know. I don't even know what it's going to be. I don't even know if it's possible.
It's fine. You're just going to back out of them anyway. So.
No, these are actually not from me. These are from other entities. So I have no idea.
You gonna eat the pizza with us?
No.
Why not?
No.
Come on, have a slice.
Because I'm going to be in Disney next week.
Who says we're doing it next week?
I will be unavailable the week after.
I'm sick that day.
Yeah.
Come
on. By the way, let me before we double back here, I want to make sure that we're good. I'm doing the show next Wednesday from Disney. I don't care what you got going on. I'm there. So
next Wednesday from Disney. Okay.
Yeah.
What is next?
I'm not going to be like in the park, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to skip breakfast with Mickey and Goofy.
He's going to go find a garage somewhere and a lawn chair.
No, I'm actually going to bring my other Elgato microphone. It's like a Neo microphone.
If you do it from like, a character breakfast or something like that, where our ratings are going to go. Come on.
I mean, either in the tank even more,
the
or
viewership's going to go through the roof, man. If all of a sudden Pluto shows up, come on, please.
Hey, Pluto, how do you feel about the latest offerings from the Lego Group?
I got it. Ready? Pluto's thoughts.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's all they do. That's all they can do. Give me one of these. They give you one of these.
Flap the ears.
Flap the ears.
Yeah.
That it never fails. So we've done the character breakfasts and stuff before, but it never fails of because they make rounds to the table, right? And it never fails. My wife and my son always leave the table to go do something, go get food or go to the bathroom, and then that's when the characters show up at our table. So I'm always alone. I'm always I'm always this 40-year-old adult male sitting with having coffee with Pluto or Chip or something, right? Like it never.
Great.
And I just take advantage of it. I'm just like, come on, let's go live on Instagram or something. Let's just do it. Like, I don't care. And they're there for it. They're like, whatever. Look at this idiot all by himself.
Oh, here's a question for you. Does Disney have any like working space or co-op space anywhere?
No. No.
I'm thinking maybe they do. I don't know.
No. It's called Starbucks.
All right.
That's where that's your working space. I don't
live from the hotel room.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. The Disney hotel internet sucks. Or where I don't
Does
know.
It really?
Where are you staying at? Like
I'll tell you
I'm sorry,
offline.
let me see. On property or off property?
On.
Their internet sucks. So go find a Starbucks and we'll do the show from Disney Starbucks. Go to the because Starbucks internet's always good.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do the show in the middle of a Starbucks.
Why not do the show in the middle of Disney? I don't understand. They have better internet in the park than they do at the hotel.
Okay, so live from the park.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, do they have a Starbucks in the park? No.
Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? They have every Disney has a Starbucks.
Oh, I thought it was like, Tom Sawyer's coffee beans. That's like their branded whatever.
Dude, that's the first. Are you kidding me? That is the longest line in the park.
All right. Well, fair enough.
And it's only normally really long in the morning and then in the afternoon when all the parents need that early morning kick, the rope droppers, right? And then you need that afternoon delight, right? Like that's the way it works. See those eyes light up. I know it's not a Dunkin'. That's the only downside. It's not a Dunkin'.
That's fine.
But it is what it is. All right, let's start the show, folks. You ready to start the show? Let's start the show. Hold on. For Brian.
Oh man.
It's back, baby. It's back. Ladies and gentlemen. Hello. What is happening? Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good welcome. I did them all. I don't know.
Good welcome, he says.
Good
welcome.
Good welcome. That's a new one. That's who does that?
It's everybody else now that you said it.
What's his name? Oh my God! All of a sudden, I just had a complete another utter brain fart. Help!
Goofy? Pluto.
No, a streamer on Twitch. Lazy. God bless it. Lazy. Jesus. I couldn't think of his name. All of a sudden, his name just went on me. So anyway, good welcome. He says happy welcome, but he can borrow that.
How you doing this morning, man? Is the coffee hitting? I have a freshly brewed coffee. So what about you? Is it 2 or 3 day old?
No, I didn't have any coffee this morning. I'm drinking agua. I haven't even had any liquid IV yet, which is sad. I'm waiting on my liquid. I need to get my liquid IV. That's what I tend to drink in the mornings is like good liquid IV. Kind of get the juices flowing, right?
There's these smoothie things that I found at the supermarket that are no sugars added, no nothing, but like vitamins and whatever, and they're very good, and I feel very refreshed in the same way as probably that liquid IV, just like a nice clean whatever,
Nice. Dope. We have a lot to go over this episode. It's been
a wicked jam-packed episode.
Wicked. Kid. He said it. Look at him sneaking it in there. It is a wicked jam-packed episode. It's I'm hearing I've got static. You hearing static at all?
You are getting robotic occasionally when you're into the microphone. So maybe it wasn't my issue with the
I think it might be me.
Wow.
I'm not seeing any strangeness afoot on anything. Before we continue on, it sounds good over there.
Yeah, I hear it, but well, to be fair, you and I know audio video maybe more than most people do.
Yeah, it's
so maybe we can tell. Yeah, now, yeah. See, there it is. Now,
yeah.
Oh, dude, did you just say? You.
Hold on, I'm checking things. Hold on. I'm wondering if it's my cable all of a sudden died.
Uh-oh.
We might have to pause.
Say domo narigato, Mr. Romato. Domo. There he goes. Am I coming in crystal clear, everybody?
You were.
It might be.
You were, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I thought it was my speakers. Yeah, it's bad. Maybe I just don't.
It's the hype horns. It's because you brought those back.
Right. Hold on. We may have to start this show over.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you're getting like a little, it's like a little.
Yeah. Let me. Sounds fine now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not robotic, but it pops. It's like
It was right. There were pops. There were static pops. It's fine now. Right. And it was when I stopped recording.
Interesting.
So
it's like
I think
science, everybody.
Yeah. Y'all want to do this? Y'all want to do this again? Let's do this. For science. For science, let me hit the record button again. Seems to be. Nope, I heard it. I bet it's the board.
What is it? A mixing board or is it the Go XLR?
It's my Rode. It's my mixing board.
Oh.
Here's what we're gonna do. I am going to start recording.
Okay.
On the computer. And do it that way.
Do you not record the show from OBS?
I do not.
How do you record it?
I don't.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Oh, I record it on the mixing board. The board itself has a recorder.
Oh, because it's yeah, that's like a broadcast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the recorder itself has a thing. Okay. We're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
Okay.
This is the beauty of life. This is how it works. Okay, I think we got it though. I think it has something to do with the board. I don't know if the board needs to be rebooted or what's going on, but we'll reverse this a little bit. We have a wicked packed show, as Brian said here, with a lot of stuff to go over. First and foremost, though, we've seen a wild 7 days.
It will be 7 days today.
7 days today. I mean, honestly, it hasn't stopped for 7 days. We talked about it last week. The Stand Up Builders Squad for Stand Up to Cancer. This charity event has blown the roof off of all of my expectations. I know you thought, you said last week, like, oh yeah, well, I have no doubt we'll hit our goal. Our original goal kind of thing, right? You're like, I'm sure we'll get past it or whatever. I don't know if you were just playing coy or if you really just didn't know how high we could fly with this thing. But as of right now, as a recording of this show, $59,428.61, folks.
So for context, this time last week, there are some people that donated early, and I believe we were just at like $300.
Sure.
And now it's at almost 60,000.
Right.
Isn't that crazy when you think about it? It's crazy.
And here's
yeah.
This is why I think it's like I know we've got some anomalies in there, when it comes to the content creators that are helping raise funds, right? Like when you bring in somebody like Jang, who, is a YouTube, craze in the Lego sphere, right? Has got more reach because of that YouTube audience and things like that's amazing, right? You bring in somebody like London Bricks, again, on the YouTube sphere. It's not just in Twitch. Jang's raising, his money here on Twitch, but a lot of us all dabble in the same audience circles, which I thought was, that's one of those things that can sometimes hold back a charity, is that you start to, you're presenting to the same audience over and over and over again, the same mission, right? What I really enjoyed this year with you and your team behind you, with more and more with Jake Gee Studs, you guys doubled our presence as far as content creators go, right? We were in the 30s last year. We're in the 60s this year. And one of the things I thought was really amazing was we really jumped into other types of content, not just Lego, right? Not just brick building. It was,
And not just Twitch.
and not just Twitch. It was, we were all over. We were all over the internet. We were all, all over genres. We were into gaming. We were into, 3D printing. We were into model making. Like we were into a bunch of different circles. And I think that's why you're seeing the jump. By the way, we just went up again, 59,434. It's just, it won't stop. It won't stop. And it's incredible. It's incredible. And 30 cents, by the way, no longer 61. 30 cents.
What I love is that everybody has their own unique incentives. Everybody is collaborating in their own ways. Everybody is watching and supporting each other. And because we have the international reach, there's almost always somebody online. Maybe next year we need to get a few more Aussies to literally keep it like a 24-hour tune it on, whatever.
You Aussies.
But it's been crazy. Literally, Amor, Jake, and I have been firing off in our coordinator chat. Even literally right now, we're trying to figure out even more things that are going on and make it the best experience for everybody. I am so proud of everybody, and I'm happy to be one of the people that helps bring it all together and make it happen. Because I was saying when I did my front page slot on Monday, when I had 20,000 lifetime raise and, 1,000+ people watching and getting the team goal more than last year, like all the things culminated together. And knowing that one person asked me if I was interested in doing this, and I could have just taken a nap and not bothered, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then instead, 3 years worth of work and all of these people that Jake, Amor, and I know, that we all know and have as part of this community, has led to a very magical moment within not just, the Twitch realm, but also makers and crafting and brick building and Lego. And all of that change happens with just 1, 2, or 3 people that decide to make it happen and give it the maximum effort. And all of those efforts culminate into what it is today. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been trying to instill with everybody as the campaign has gone on. Like, I may be a special snowflake and amazing as I always am, but I am no different than most other people who want to make cool stuff happen. You just got to make it happen and be focused on it.
First goal was set to what?
22,205, which brought it to $100,000 lifetime raised for the team.
Right. 22,000 first goal. Second goal was set to what?
44, which was 44,265. That was what we raised last year in a week.
Third goal was set to what?
55,000, which was basically adding 11,000 onto the numbers that were from the past year. So we did 33, 44, 55.
And now we have a
72,205, which is $150,000 lifetime raised for the team.
I mean, my God, that's nuts, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's starting our 7th day. It's overwhelming. Like, I don't know how many different times I've looked at the number, have seen things happening in other people's channels and things like that, things happening in my own channel, and have just become emotionally overwhelmed and had to like lock it up. Like it's tough. And look, we've got more partners this year than we did last year, especially with that front page, presence like that you've had, and VG and Ace and Nine. I'm trying to think if Pix got on there. I mean, there was several partners that got on the front page and whatnot. And that's huge. Like that's a huge step in the right direction. So I can't, I mean, here's the scary thing. We've got a lot to live up to next year.
We are already formulating a strategy moving forward, not to get ahead of ourselves for this year, but the title of my campaign is Onward and Upward, which is where we have full intentions of going across the board. So
now let's before we pump the brakes a little bit on looking onward and upward here. Let's look at today. So yesterday, big announcement coming in where we have the final mission, and I see what you did here. I see what you did here with this number. This all goes back to your front page day. I laughed hysterically when I saw this number. I was like, that, what a way to bring it full circle. Was this your idea? Was the number your idea, or did Jake or Amor come up with this?
Well, no, I'm the idea guy. They're the guys that shoot me down. So when I was on front page and Tiltify was in the chat matching and whatever, they were advocating for palindromes. That's what happens in Jang's chat and elsewhere. So I'm like, give the people a palindrome. And they also like the number 64, and it's pretty convenient with where it lands on the timeline. So $64,646.46. Say that 5 times fast with a
No,
lisp.
I cannot.
Is the final mission, sponsored by Bricker Builds, which is 25 giveaways able to be put up by creators that raise $500 or more across their campaign. So
Right.
once we hit that
again,
yeah,
though. Hit that again. It's not like, don't look at those 5 pictures and say it's 5. There's a 5 times associated with each one of those. That took me by surprise, because I was like, oh, it's 5 more giveaways. Amazing. Whoa, pump the brakes. It's 25 more giveaways, Brian.
Yeah, that is hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of models from Bricker Builds. So you have the mini red mushroom, the rainbow star, pocket sphere, master pocket sphere, and the mythosaur pendant. So if your resident creator raises $500 or more, they can claim one of these items to be given away once we cross a threshold of $64,646.46. So we already have a bunch of people that have claimed a bunch of stuff already, but if you know somebody that is close to that $500 threshold, let's help them get past that point. Let's tune into the live streams, have one of their incentives pulled up. Like, I know A Skywalker, for example, is writing names of people on a massive Stand Up to Cancer Gundam, and it is the coolest thing ever, and you can be part of it for just $5. And if everybody watching right now did that, then this guy'd be able to give away something really cool. So we didn't want to do something that was just for the big ticket fundraisers. We wanted to give everybody who is interested in opportunity to make cool stuff happen. So that's why this is structured the way it is. And it's been a pretty good response so far.
So we have, I'm doing quick math here. Okay. So I was just looking at all of the creators that are currently under that $500 threshold mark, right?
Not many.
It's not that many. However, if we got them all to that $500 mark, if we got all of them to that $500 mark, which then unlocks these giveaways potentially for their communities, we crushed the ultimate goal of 72.
It's almost like we structured
It's almost like it was strategized that way. Wow.
It's almost like we know what we're doing. Sometimes.
Who knew? So that's what's going on. And here's the good news. There's also giveaways currently happening for
the team and everywhere.
The team and everywhere. So listen, everybody, all the content creators are handling incentives and milestones on their own. There is an overall team milestones and giveaways associated with those that are happening, and those particular content creators have been picked and informed, I think, at this point, right? So you're going to start seeing people pop up and say, hey, I'm holding a giveaway coming up for this or this.
Like this guy right here.
Like this guy right here. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not watching the stream. I'm watching you. And I see your finger pointing at Mario. And I'm like, what the hell is happening with Mario? I was so confused by what the hell was going on. So anyway, on Friday, as an example, I'm going to be giving away the Elgato Facecam Mark II, which I use every single day. That's a camera that I use every single day. It's my hype cam. It's the one that I use for in combination with the green screen removal and stuff like that. It's a great camera, especially for you content creators. It's amazing. It's just an amazing camera all around that you can use for a variety of different applications, right? I'm giving that away on Friday at 2 p.m. Thank you, Elgato. We stand by the Elgato line of products. We've got other things, microphones, and it just I don't know if you want to list it all off, Brian, but my God, like there's so many people. Mevitz started getting involved here and is donating things. Please talk about the giveaways.
Ruthless Night Sister is giving away the Bricker Builds Vader Saber. Becca is also giving away the Facecam Mark II. We have Cooperman giving away the DX microphone. And then also for that Nebulon B frigate, actually, Lego Together is going to be giving that away. That is happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Tonight.
And Lego Together is also close to that $500 mark. So
there we go. Let's get in there tonight, guys.
So if the perfect storm, just like from Gloucester, Massachusetts, were to happen tonight, we could have the Nebulon B frigate given away. We could have Lego Together over that $500 threshold, and then if we happen to hit 64, 64, 64, 64, whatever it is, whatever I put, I forget. If we hit that point, then the giveaway for whatever they choose could also happen tonight. So we are like trying to orchestrate this unfathomable level of hype behind the scenes, and it's kind of.
And this is why none of us are sleeping, except when we play Nap Roulette.
Yes, yeah,
because it's the hype is real. That I don't know. I mean, I know how much hype I've got going on behind the scenes and in the chat. I know I share that with a lot of my fellow content creators out there, but I know Amor and Jake and Brian are just behind the scenes, just killing it, working constantly in constant communication with each other, trying to get this stuff done. And we have there's a kudo board out there. I highly encourage you guys all to sign that, especially for these three gentlemen. Please let them know how grateful you are to them for bringing such awareness to this thing.
Here's what we're gonna do right now, Zach. Here's what we're gonna do right now. I'm about to link Lego Together's campaign in the chat. If we can get them to that $500 mark throughout the duration of this live show, I'm going to give away 5 of these ZMB Live Unfiltered tiles.
Yo! The link's going in. $24 away. They're only $24 away.
Yes, literally.
Click the link, chat. Do the things.
5 of these are in my show tonight. 5 of these tiles. Given away for free. You don't have to donate. These are for free. $24. That's all we need. So that's what those goals from Bricker Builds are there to help elevate all of us across the board. So if you see somebody, let's raise them up and make cool stuff happen.
Agreed. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to you, Brian, your team, Amor, and Jake.
It's already done. You can't even finish. It's already at 501, Zach. Don't even finish what you're saying.
It's freaking this. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's just. Oh.
And now I'm going to send a screen cap to Lego Together and say you're welcome.
That's one down. There's more. Like I said, there's more people out there. You're going to start seeing it from me pushing more of the people that are below that $500 mark, because we want them to be able to be eligible to do the giveaways for the Bricker Build things. And I'm telling you, it all goes together. We get them above 500, that goal gets hit, and our ultimate goal gets hit. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Like it really is. It goes hand in hand. It really is that freaking simple. $72,205 is our ultimate goal right now. Where we end with this, who knows?
Thank you to Aaron donating that $25 there. Much appreciated.
Aaron! I haven't yelled that in a while. I'm out of practice. Gotta yell that more. Gotta get. I tell you what, we that's what's going on here. Absolutely incredible, and it's been a wild ride. But we also have some breaking Lego news.
We're now about 45 minutes into the show. We got it.
we got a lot to talk about. I don't know what you want from me.
We're good.
Yeah. Breaking Lego news. That fabulous 80s ideas program has announced your next 80s themed sets, and they will in fact be the Goonies and Gizmo. Now, Brian and I talked about this months ago when this whole campaign kicked off. The Goonies set to me was the one, the standout. I was like, my God, this is the set that needs to get made. Brian brought up a good point. I don't know if you can make this set at its current size for a price that makes
You still
sense.
can't. You still
So
can't.
I'm assuming they're going to, just like ideas sets kind of go, they're going to downscale it and simplify some things here and there. I don't know if, I'm guessing the big takeaway from that set is going to be all the minifigs. It's going to be a minifig grab of nostalgia with all of your favorite characters from the film. I doubt they go away from that. I think I think they'll be creating minifigs for that. Could be a new custom mold for Sloth. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Sloth was obviously around for the whatever you call it. The help me out. What was it called?
The ship? I have no idea.
No, the old game thing.
E.T. Atari.
I can't
don't know.
I can't think what it's called. Anyway,
I've never seen Goonies.
Yeah, but anyway, we've seen a sloth minifig before.
I mean, that's the one from Ideas and that picture. Or
Or not
from
Ideas.
Dimensions.
Dimensions is what I was trying to say. Okay, so that is amazing. The gizmo, the brick built gizmo, is a no brainer. This is a no brainer, considering what we've seen with things like, Grogu and things like now Simba and Stitch. I mean, heck, we basically built this thing in Grogu form already. Like you changed the color scheme. I remember sitting there commenting when I was putting Grogu together that this is like the gremlin version of Gizmo. Like if it was Gizmo ever had to turn into a gremlin to infiltrate behind enemy lines or whatever, like this is what Gizmo would look like as a gremlin. And that's what it is. And so, I mean, yeah, they're going to change a bunch of stuff, but
slam dunk. Like that ship is going to be about a fourth of the size you want it to be, but that's just how Lego operates. And then, Gizmo, it's going to be a combination of Stitch and Grogu, and it's going to be great. I would assume probably $70. You give them a couple accessories like a candy cane or a whatever. You have a different expression you can put on them to make them angry. But these are slam dunks. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, do you see Goonies being about the same size as Barracuda Bay?
Smaller.
Really?
Maybe.
You think?
Like when you get into the higher threshold for some of the more one-off IP stuff, like a Sesame Street and other things that have come out of Ideas, like.
But think about who this is marketed towards. This is marketed towards adults. This is marketed towards those 40-year-olds with money, with adult money. Like that's who. I mean, even Gizmo. That's who this is for. These IPs aren't current at all, right?
Right.
So it's they could be looking at it as we know who's got the money and we know where it's going, and we've seen idea sets in the couple $100 range. Like it's a thing that can and possibly will happen, and if you're gonna do it, let's do it right. Let's make it happen. I'm really excited. Selfishly, I'm a little disappointed because where is my Trans Am, my Knight Rider 2000? I want my kit car.
I think that's inevitable. Give it time.
Yeah,
give it time.
And maybe that's why it's not in the mix, is that they already have it planned, and because we've seen that before with Ideas too, a la Snow White. We're not going to get the set from Ideas because they're already cooking on something themselves. Why share any profits or anything like that if it's already if it's already out there? So these are obviously the imagery currently out there. These are not the final or what they're finally going to finally look like or anything like that. However, I am super excited about these two particular IPs being the sets chosen, and I think that these are slam dunks, like Brian said. I think these are absolutely slam dunks. Speaking of Goonies, we got a really, really, really good look finally at the Skeleton Crew at D23 this past weekend, where Disney showed off a bunch of new stuff, including a Star Wars new Star Wars show that we really hadn't seen anything about except for a single image. And however, we did get a Lego set that dropped August 1st. So it's been a little interesting timing wise. We're not really sure where the timing issues have come in play here or why things aren't kind of jiving with each other. But Skeleton Crew did get a good look, a good trailer now, and I'll tell you what. First thing I said, I saw this trailer and I went, Goonies in space. It's what it is, and I love it. I'm so here for it. If this show is even remotely the same vibe that they showcased in the trailer, give me it. Give it to me. Give it to me. And here was the thing I was kind of scared for. I wasn't sure what we were going to get from it. I had made early like an early call on it and said, I think it's gonna be more of like that young adult novel kind of vibe, right? Like
Stranger Things sort of thing.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not sure what we're gonna, and that can go one or two ways. It can either be, the WB on a Saturday afternoon or something, or it could be, Stranger Things. So I wasn't sure what to go. The vibe of the show from the trailer looks extraordinary, and I'm here for it. And it's very like the trailer is very Spielberg. It has the same kind of vibe, which I know Spielberg didn't direct Goonies, but he produced it. It's just got that same kind of 80s nostalgia vibe to it, and shot very Spielberg-esque, it seems like. So I'm now, expectations are now high for this show, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Like, I could be just let down. I have a hard time tempering my expectations now after seeing this trailer. However, if this show ends up being good, now all of a sudden we may want more stuff from this with Lego. And that's what I was seeing a lot of with the D23 announcements was, well, there's Lego opportunity, there's Lego opportunity, there's Lego. So many. That Disney and Lego partnership is going to be strong in the future. It was full. The D23 announcements were full of sequels. It was a ton of sequels. Sequels print money. But we're going to get things like Avatar, right? The Fire and Ash, the next movie there, Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, Frozen 3, Andor Season 2. We didn't get a lot from Andor in terms of Lego, but the show itself was a huge, huge hit. We got our first look at the Mandalorian and Grogu film. That's gonna spawn, and I've already seen little bits and bobs of potentially the Razor Crest making a reappearance in The Mandalorian and Grogu, which we've kind of been.
They were listening to me vent about how it was stupid that they blew the ship up when that's clearly his very
Everybody
iconic
said that,
ship.
and I felt like the resurrection of that ship was inevitable. So I'm curious to see where that kind of goes. Right, we've got more Marvel stuff with the Ironheart TV series coming out. That's going to translate into Lego extremely well.
You know what? I kind of don't like everything that came out of D23 media wise. I really didn't care, honestly.
Well, nothing. It's a bunch of sequels,
and that's fine. Zootopia 2, inevitable, should have happened a while ago. Incredibles, even as a kid, even going into it now, I'm not an Incredibles guy. I've actually never seen any of the Frozens, so I'm going to kind of wait until 3 comes out and watch all of them together. What I was really more impressed with was the park stuff and how much they're changing stuff over the next 5 years, which is obviously not related to really Lego or anything they do at all. But like they're adding a Disney villains area, which is very cool, where Tom Sawyer Island is going to be, or what will be. There's a whole expansion to Cars, which is like a totally different location from what you see in the movie. They're adding stuff, a Lion King land to Disneyland Paris. So there's a lot of really cool stuff happening all around the world. But yeah, it doesn't factor into anything current because it's always like, I look at what they do in the parks and that kind of sets a tone for what they're going to do in the future, because they're not going to make a Zootopia land in Shanghai if they're only making one movie. That's dumb. So obviously we're getting 2, right? And we're obviously going to get a 3. Same thing with Frozen, whatever. So because they're opening up Monsters Inc., we're probably going to see more Monsters Inc. They're adding, all this other stuff. And that's going to factor into the movies for the next literally 10 years. So it's, I think that's more interesting long term than Incredibles 3. Like, whatever.
No, well, yeah,
So,
it's going to have a more lasting impact than Incredibles 3, right? Because it's going to
yeah.
change and frankly, a lot of these parks needed some updating on
Yeah,
things
they
like
did.
this. We've got, California, well, actually California and Florida both got, Galaxy's Edge, but only California got Avengers Campus. And Avengers Campus, while I love it, I'll go there. I'll go grab my Pim's pretzel and I'll just sit and people watch and watch all the characters walk by. It's literally based around one ride, and that's a Spider-Man ride, which is a property that they don't even technically own. It's
Hmm.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man, which they don't even own, which is crazy that they based almost an entire land around that. We're finally going to get an update and have an actual Avengers ride there, which we've kind of been waiting on there. We've been looking at a building, for years now going, what's that? That's what it is. We knew that's what it was. But that just shows where some of the pandemic stuff kind of slowed progress on some of these things. Like these things have been in the works. It's just getting them done and getting the money going forward. I'll be curious. We've seen it already. We've seen it with the popularity of Deadpool and Wolverine. People are screaming. We talked about it, months ago back when the movie was announced on this show. Would they do any Lego sets around this? Would this be one of the first Marvel MCU properties where we don't get any Lego sets? You accurately called it. No, we're not going to. I still haven't, don't think we're going to get any at this point. People are screaming like, where are our Deadpool and Wolverine sets? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? We got
Not gonna
another,
happen.
adult-esque, show coming out with MCU, where it's going to be the Daredevil series, and they're going to go hard R style with that, just like it was on Netflix.
The
I
only
wouldn't.
thing you got close to it was in the Daily Bugle. You got Daredevil, which I think is fine, but you got Punisher, and I am almost certain they included Punisher in that Daily Bugle because the people in Denmark did not know just how violent Punisher is and the connotations the character has in America. And you
Right.
will never get that character. Never get that character ever again. Ever.
Yeah.
When that Daily Bugle retires and that minifigure, forever. You will
Mhm.
never get it again.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. Absolutely don't think you're wrong. And I don't think we're going to see, considering where we landed with Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't think we're going to see anything new with Daredevil coming out either, which is sad. Now Agatha might, maybe. I don't know. We've already seen her in the CMF pack. I don't really know what, like, if that's going to translate into a particular location type of set that could translate well into Lego form. But again, we got other things to worry about other than that. Like, right, you got things like X-Men who are going to be making a huge splash. X-Men 97 is coming back strong for a second season and third season for that matter. You've got Tron Ares, which we haven't seen Tron in a hot minute. So
Yeah, we haven't.
that translates really well to Lego. We've seen it translate really well to Lego. So I would love to see them bring that franchise back to the plastic brick and see what we can do there. But lots of interesting stuff coming out of D23 that we should definitely be keeping our eyes and ears peeled for. The
Can
big
I say
thing.
real quick for the people watching on the video version? This image makes me livid of Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey pointing at the big hat D23, the big giant blue hat.
Why?
Because that was the Hollywood Studios icon, and then they tore it down for no stupid reason.
Right.
When I was a kid, okay, it's
Right.
dumb. They should have kept it forever. Sorry, go ahead.
They should have kept it. What's nice is at least that in California, that's your entrance out of the Disneyland Hotel into downtown Disney is underneath that hat.
That's cool.
It's very cool. Like I literally have a painted canvas, or not painted, a printed canvas on my wall of that hat that I took back in 2010, I think. So I love, which is one of the reasons why it makes a appearance on my show quite a bit on Twitch. The big nailed it. One of the big takeaways, obviously, from D23 was rebuild the galaxy, and we got some surprises with that trailer that I did not know we were going to get, and it was in the form of voice actors. Ahmad Best and Mark Hamill are both coming back to voice their respective characters in that Lego movie. That is fantastic. I love this so much. I'm ecstatic about this, and I never expected Ahmad Best to come back and voice Jar Jar Binks ever, ever again.
Well, he got his redemption in Mando, so
It's true.
or Boba. Where was that happening?
I think it was Mando.
Was it in Mando
I think
with the speeder bike scene?
Pretty sure it was Mando.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of crosses back. It was
It does.
It was Mando season 2.5 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. So anyway, lots of D23 stuff. But speaking of the Mouse House, we also now have some official looks and listings and postings and things like that for the new Nightmare Before Christmas set. When the ideas set, this is an idea set. When the idea set for Nightmare Before Christmas was voted on, and I saw it, I loved it. And I knew in the idea set they were not incorporating the iconic moon behind that scene. They were just using it for display purposes and things like that. And I kept thinking, boy, this gets made into an idea set. Lego's going to do the right thing, and they're going to do like a nice, really big brick built moon or something like that we could, that would translate, behind it. They did not, but they still included the moon. It's just not as iconic as I hoped it would be. And I'm a little torn on this set, Mr. Bricks O'Brien. You would think me as a Disney guy would be all over this set. I'm a little lackluster about it. And frankly, so is a lot of the Disney fans in my household, which is surprising.
I have a big problem with this set. Big problem. A big, grub-filled, spooky, and musical problem with this Lego set, in that it doesn't include Mr. Oogie Boogie Man. Where is the Boogie?
Where's the
Okay,
Boogie?
I'll tell you where he is. He's in Disney Minifigure Series 4. Okay, that's where he is. But that was my biggest takeaway. Looking at it. The fact that we get Sandy Claus and the 3 kids without Oogie Boogie, crazy. Regardless of that, I can't tell what the moon is. It is not Lego. It is probably paper, right?
It's like some
cardstock?
kind of cardboard thing or something like that. Like it's going to be held in with like a Technic pin.
I think if you had the moon built out of Lego, this set would have been $50 more.
Fine.
And I would much rather not have a brick built moon and have it be more cost effective. And then not only that, but as you've seen with Starry Night, when you have round structures like that, unless it's multicolor, kind of like in Starry Night, you do see the outlines of the pieces, right? So if you had all pieces of the same color together for one like the moon is a solid yellow, you can see the texture of the pieces, which some people might like, some people might not like. And given the art style of Nightmare Before Christmas, I think having a clean, one-tone image of the moon in the form of a cardstock makes a lot more sense rather than having a brick built thing. So from those two, I'm good on it. I love the way that the walls come together on each of these buildings. They have done something in this Lego set that I personally feel Lego really struggles with. Hardcore and mock creators nail a lot of the time, which is having an art style with Lego. A lot of the times, people just make stuff and they make it like, oh, this is a Lego version of this. But rarely, a lot of builders over in Japan, actually, I've noticed there's like an art style when you're making characters that's different from just like a typical Lego art style. And they managed to pull that off in this Lego set, where it looks like Nightmare Before Christmas in Lego, not just, the static, like straight lines of the buildings because they can't pull it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just made it work. So I am all about this, and I'm a big fan of this. I want this. The Zero being a custom molded little figure is unbelievable. Jack Skellington with the long legs, perfect. I would have really preferred having the 3 kids having actual masks or custom molded helmet pieces, whatever.
Yes.
The fact that we get the mayor, but he has, you can turn him around. I think him being brick built is fine. I think this is only a few markers off from being a perfect set, in my opinion.
That's bold because I think there are things that you just listed that are holding it back from being even close to a perfect set. I think the kids not having the mask is a big deal because they don't look right. They just don't. They killed it with the mayor. The mayor is perfect. The mayor is a brick built
Yeah.
character, absolutely perfect. Jack with his long legs is perfect. There should have been a way for Jack to um transition into Sandy Claus. There
Well,
sh-
maybe with the minifigure series, I think you're going to see that minifigure series
I would hope
for
so.
Sandy Claus version. You get Oogie Boogie, you do that,
But
and the moon is going to be a big thing for people. I would much rather have a piece of cardboard that saves us $50 from the cost of the set and making it more accessible for people, and it looks way cleaner. So
see, I wanted the more expensive set with a brick built moon that's on a swivel on a turn where when you flip it around on the other side is a silhouette of Oogie Boogie in the moon. That's what I wanted. That fits into that fits into the movie, and that gives me
dude,
my.
imagine if the other side of this, though. Well, maybe we can see in the images, but
It's
imagine
not.
the other side of this.
It's not. It's just the pin that's going to go into the
Yeah.
back of it, the hole in the pin. But that's what I'm saying. Like there was an opportunity to do so. They already downsized it, right? We talked about this with the Goonie set. They downsized it. They to save cost
You
and
have to.
whatnot. But they downsized it. But according to reports, the piece count's the same. So they downsized it, but kept the piece count the same. They took away the reindeer, right? And they took away the ability for Jack to be Sandy Claus and stuff like that in it. So, and like as I said earlier, the original submission didn't include the moon. It was just a part of the background, on the submission. I like that they at least recognized that the moon is that's an iconic
Yeah.
moment. It's an iconic
You can't not have it.
scene. There was just a way where you could include the idea of Oogie Boogie into the set by doing a brick built moon, which we've seen in like they could have either created a brand new part for it or, do a full brick built moon and then had, just black tiles and whatnot, like represent a silhouette of Oogie Boogie. And then you get him in there and it could have been a really, really neat opportunity to still include that sitting on your shelf during Halloween and whatnot. 100%. I think it's great. Is it a day one September 1st purchase for me? Absolutely not. But is it a set that I'm going to be looking at my local Costco for on sale, hopefully within a couple weeks? Absolutely. Because I want this for my holidays. It's a set. It's currently not a set that fits into because the Sandy Claus is the only thing that kind of ties into Christmas. It's a very Halloween set as opposed to a hybrid set that could be translated into Christmas like in the film, right? And that's what's super fun about the ride when they change the ride at Disneyland from the Haunted Mansion to Nightmare Before Christmas. It all works because it's something that happens in October and then it goes all the way through Christmas time, and it's spectacular, right? Because it can cover both holidays. This set really can't in its current form. It just can't, and that's kind of a shame because it is called The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's a little bit of a bummer in that sense when it comes to that. But that's because I'm really close to the property, and I really wanted to see them do this one right. And I feel like they took a little bit of a step back considering what I got as a huge fan of the Jaws property. That set was amazing. This is a little bit of a step back for me.
Well, but also with Jaws, there's only so much of a scope you can have with it, right? They're not going to construct like a portion of Martha's Vineyard to put with the set. Like you have it on a black base with the quote and the whatever. It's the boat and the shark. Those are the two main things.
Sure.
Where Nightmare Before Christmas, if you have unlimited budget, yeah, you have the version where you can transform it into the Christmas village, and then you have the trees out in the forest with the different portals, and they have little micro builds on the inside up on the hill, right? You have the brick, like you have to limit the scope somewhere. So I think for a limited scope, this is good. And if you want to Christmasify it, I'm sure there's going to be a nice little Winter Village set that comes out this year that you can do
insiders
that
pack.
with.
Well, a little insiders pack
Yes.
or something, right?
Yeah.
But speaking of other holiday sets, we've got other holiday sets. So this comes out on September. Nightmare Before Christmas comes out on September 3rd. And then we've got other holiday sets coming out. As well on September 1st, we have the Christmas table decoration ornament section. Oh, and by the way, there's also a Halloween barn that might fit kind of like cutely next to a lot of that Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. But that's also on top of the Advent calendars also coming out on September 1st. So you've got some holiday stuff already cooking here in September to go along with your Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Now, I haven't seen a big holiday set yet. These are all kind of little holiday sets, and
it should release September 16th. I think every year is when the
holiday
the Winter Village comes out. Yeah. We should hear about it soon.
Yeah. Now, the Advent calendars are your typical, you can rush out and get them in September for the $44.99 when it comes to the licensed ones like Marvel and Star Wars and Harry Potter. You can wait and see when they go on sale at your local Kohl's or Costco or wherever. And I would highly recommend it because this year's stock is not great, especially that Marvel Spider-Man one is kind of trash. And so just be prepared with these Advent calendars. Now, when it comes to the actual cute little sets, the table decoration, the ornament selection, and the Halloween barn, I love me a good Halloween set, and I would like to pick up this Halloween barn. The table decoration it's bigger than what I think people think it is. For $40, doesn't do enough for me for $40. Now, if it can get on a sale, great. But for $40, it's not doing it. The ornament's a great selection just to throw in your cart if you're like close to that. If there's a threshold for a GWP or something like that, throw it in your cart. Get the ornament selection. I love hanging these little like Lego ornaments on my trees and stuff like that. They're super fun. The wife was actually all about this table decoration. She thought this was really, really cute. But I don't know. I'm waiting for the Winter Village.
Yeah, two things. Three things. The Spider-Man one is okay. It's definitely like Spider-Man Kids. I love in the Star Wars one, we have a mini kit from the Lego Star Wars games. That's very cool. That's a nice little nostalgic thing.
The Star Wars one, we talked about it a couple months ago when they announced these things. The Star Wars one to me was the standout with the whole thing. But the Spider-Man one still bothers me for the price and what you get for it because it just didn't jive with the other sets.
The Harry Potter one has one of the ghosts from the main hall that is an exclusive. Actually, probably a couple in here that are exclusive. With the other ones, I mean, they're kind of hit or miss. Zach, will you be one of the content creators that buys every single one of the Advent calendar sets and goes and makes a reel every single day for 24 days, going through every single Advent calendar from across all the Advent calendars and posting them up on there?
Star Wars only.
Okay, but you got to do them all because you got to differentiate yourself from the 500 other people that are going over the Star Wars Advent calendar every single day.
Last year I did it with Star Wars, and I just did on TikTok. I just did a build. I didn't even talk during it. I just did the build and put it up on TikTok, and those TikToks did fairly well considering my TikTok audience is only looking at a certain 911 video. So I'll take those. But yeah, that's always the issue, right? Is like it's the same, when it comes to these Advent calendar things, it's a lot of the same content over and over again with these things. I get them because I like them. Like I like the Advent calendars. I would rather just tear open the whole front of the box and not, whatever, and just dive into them. And plus they're always full of little micro builds, which me and micro builds I'm all about. So
yeah. If you're building a Winter Village, I mean the city one is a slam dunk. You got all these not all over print, but these like at least 4 unique sweaters that are ugly sweaters, which are very cute.
Listen, I don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on the city one. Don't sleep on the Star Wars one. The Harry Potter one was okay. But I still think at the licensed prices of $44.99 US, And then I think the other ones are like what,
Oh, that's a big price difference. 32.99. Yeah,
thirty-two
wow.
ninety nine.
All right.
Yeah, I think, again, you're going to see these,
Gross.
especially because they go so early, they're going to go on sale quick. And
Yeah.
so wait for the sales on these. That's Brian's pro gamer tip for you from me, is that wait for them to go on sale. You're going to find them on sale very, very quickly. And that's typically when I get them, is I find them, people, reselling them and stuff like that for much, much less than $30. They're down to 15 and 20, and that's when I'll get my hands on them, kind of thing. So like I said, I like the city. I have a whole shelf dedicated to Christmas Lego, and I love it. So the more sets I can get with that, the better, for that reason. The table decoration, again, maybe if I need to hit a GWP threshold or something like that, maybe. Or if the wife sees it at Costco and it's $30 as opposed to 40, I can see her throwing it in the cart, kind of thing. But that's pretty much the extent of that. Another holiday treat that we have coming up, however, is the new Wicked movie based off the hit Broadway show Wicked, which tells the story of how the witches of Oz came to be. I know Brian has no context for this show, has no context for this film, has no context for this Lego set. And I have him on record. I've saved this clip saying that these were going to fail miserably. And so would the film. And he is wrong. He is 100% wrong on this, ladies and gentlemen. These Wicked sets are going to go bananas. They are tapping into the audience that they need to tap into. I even want the little brick built versions of Alphaba and Glinda. My God, these things are perfect for Wicked fans and perfect for the particular audience that they are going after. And the movie is going to make $1 gazillion, by the way, coming out in November. Now, the sets actually come out in October, so the sets are going to come out first. But no worries for spoilers or anything like that. I mean, the story's been around for years at this point. So if you don't know the story of Wicked, just get online, Google it. They'll let you know. Brian continues to turn his nose up at this. Brian, what is wrong with these sets? What is it that you don't like about these?
I have seen Lego do this many times, where they have a brand new intellectual property as part of their ongoing portfolio of products that they are trying to expand and reach new target markets with. And when this happens, there happens to be too much riding on the success of whatever it's based off of. So if the movie is as successful as you are predicting, then yeah, there's definitely a chance that, this is going to land on its feet and whatever. But I've seen it too many times where there is something totally brand new and it just does not resonate. And to me, this just has that feeling of it, whether it be the price points, which are kind of high if they're going to try to get a market for, younger kids that are getting into Wicked and making a big thing of it, which the mini doll stuff in general is even more so arguably for kids than some of the other stuff, right? So they're trying to target kids with this stuff, especially $100, 50, like nothing's under $30. So that's a little bit of a stretch. I don't think the mini dolls have as much. Sorry, go ahead.
One of them is $29.99.
None of them are under, $30 is your threshold to get involved with Wicked. And that set is kind of.
Kids don't have money. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But like, if you're trying to get into the Emerald City, yeah, $100. I don't know. I just don't.
Here's what's gonna happen. This is my movie brain kicking in here. This movie is gonna go bananas. Okay, this is gonna be
why?
This is gonna be a film just like The Greatest Showman was a few years ago, where releasing at the holiday time, where people are going to go back and go back and go back and go back and go back to see it live over and over and over again. Okay. And then you're going to have all these kids looking at things like this as potential buy-ins to reenact and recreate some of their favorite scenes from the film, and things like the dormitory, things like, the Emerald City. These things are going to resonate with kids, and kids are going to be tugging on their mommies and daddies, arms, saying, "Mommy, Daddy, I want that." And they're going to cave. They're going to get, especially during the holiday season. My God, during the holiday season, when these things are on sale potentially, like for Black Fridays and things like that. Oh my God, these sets are going to fly off.
Putting this on sale on Black Friday when it just came out in October, like that's 100%.
Oh, come on, we've seen sets go on sale before they're even out, before they're even technically
not from
released.
Lego directly.
Well, no, not from Lego directly.
I say January 3rd, you'll start to see these be on a recurring 20% off. That's my prediction.
Possibly.
And it has everything to do with
when
the
movie makes $1 billion. I don't know at that point.
I don't. Maybe I'm just that detached from it. I see this as kind of maybe not toe to toe, but Wonka in a lot of ways. Am I off base in thinking that?
Yes, because Wonka, while the original film obviously has a spot in people's hearts, Wonka was a sequel of sorts or prequel of sorts, right? With no built-in audience or idea of what to expect. This has a built-in audience already of adults and kids that saw the live show on Broadway and off Broadway. And plus there's star power leading this film. And it's coming out during the holiday season. This film is going to make $1 gazillion.
We'll see.
I'm
very doubtful.
The musical people show the heck up during the holiday season in
but
the
they're
theater.
Not Lego people.
Especially, doesn't matter, especially when films like this carry a certain messaging associated with it, which this film does, very similar to The Greatest Showman. Now, those same people are, that have kids especially, they're going to buy these sets for their kids. The kids themselves are dragged to this show this movie that maybe didn't see it on Broadway are going to fall in love with the musical. And the next time they're in a Lego store, happen to be, or at Target or wherever, and they see these characters Elphaba staring back at them on a box, the Emerald City in Lego form staring back at them in a box, they're gonna want it. They're gonna be mommy, daddy, I need that, and they're gonna fold, because if the parents took their kids to see it, that means they're fans.
Is this our most polarizing topic we've ever had on the show?
I don't know, maybe.
Like you and I, we just have wildly
very different opinions of how this is going to go.
Like totally, like I just do not see your argument. You do not see mine at all. Not even a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. We're allowed to disagree and still like each other. That's part of the fun. But Brian, it's okay to be wrong.
I know it is.
I'm wrong all the time.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah. Folks, that is our show for the day. However, we've got amazing stuff coming up with more stand-up to cancer stuff. I can't even thank you all enough. Our viewers, people out there that have been supporting all these amazing content creators, but mainly is supporting this amazing charity. And Brian, I can't thank you, Amor, and Jake enough for everything that you guys have been doing behind the scenes. I appreciate you guys so heckin' much for absolutely everything you've been doing. Thank you so much. You get 1, 2, 3 hype horns.
And we will report the final numbers next week, as I am having a Dole Whip in one hand and a finger wag in the other as I scold you for whatever opinions you may or may not have.
Whip. So as of right now, plan on us being around live from Disney World.
Goofy will agree that Wicked ain't it, okay? He'll agree.
I want you to ask that. I need that as a YouTube or Instagram or TikTok short of you asking every Disney character you come across about Wicked and if they like it and if they would buy these sets. I need that. Please and thank you.
Who owns Wizard of Oz? It's Universal or Warner Brothers?
It's Warner Brothers.
Oh, they won't have fun with that. We'll be like, what? Wicked what? I'm asking Gaston, wicked what?
Wicked what? Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, for everything. We appreciate you. We appreciate you guys for being here. Don't forget, live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, both here on YouTube. And then you can find us over on podcast channels like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Share the link out to your friends, family members, and Brian says freeloaders. We would love to get as many people in here as we possibly can.
Friends, fans, family, freeloaders, free help, fraudsters, and furries can all enter in for all the things.
Nailed it. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you all, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.